bring you a quick intro video to the new girl to the stable. It's a 2006 Honda CB600F or a Hornet 599 is what it's known as in the States. Pretty clean bike. Couple things I want to do to it. Gotta get the mirrors. I'm gonna remove the mirrors and put on some bar end mirrors, clean it up, and all I see is my elbows and shoulders and that anyways. But yeah, I just wanted to get something to go out and play on. Something, you know, I was kind of looking at some CBR 600 F3s, which would be the mid to late 90s CBRs, because they're kind of the last. Those, I guess, the F4s were too, but they were kind of the last like 600cc sport bikes that you could ride on and not be all cramped up. But I was kind of looking, and I was looking like a 98 one, and then I came across this for about the same price, 11,000 miles on it, and it's the exact same motor. It's still carbureted. It's a pretty windy day here in Nebraska, so this video sound might not work at all. But yeah, it's still carbureted. People complain about carburation. I don't have a problem with it if it's jetted right. The feeling on carburation is so much smoother than, especially early fuel injection. But this motor, you definitely have to work to get the power out of it. I mean, you know, you keep it down under 6,000 and it's just a kind of a leisurely ride. I like the seating position on it. Man, it's windy. You're not going to hear anything on this, are you guys? But I like the seating position. I like the naked look. I'm really kind of enjoying the bike so far. I'm kind of glad I went with it over a full fairing bike. And it just goes to show, and this was a real inexpensive purchase as well. I actually sold the KLR and for the exact same amount of money bought this. If you get away from your mainstream like Gixxers, CBRs, and R6s, that kind of stuff, and start looking at other 600cc's or even thousands, you know, especially the older naked bikes, they're pretty inexpensive. You can find them pretty cheap outside of the SV650. The SV650 holds its value like no other. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so anyways, not going to do anything too crazy here. Of course, there's nothing real twisty out here to do. Thought we'd just go for a ride around Branched Oak here. But you can see here, like, okay, it's like a third gear pull. There's just not much there. Unless you wrap it. You get it up, wrapped up above. Oh, they got that open for a change. It's usually closed. I might swing down there way back. Get a picture. So anyways, yeah, you've got to really work the motor to get much out of it. But I mean, it's kind of sad is when I'm not in the power band, it pulls like the KLR did, just kind of leisurely, you know, moving me along. But we'll see if we can get a spot to crank on it a little bit. So only, I said, it's not a highly modified bike. It's got a Two Brothers slip-on exhaust, a K&N air filter, and then it was rejetted to kind of compensate for that little bit extra airflow that it's pulling through. And like I said, the bad thing is just getting in the power band, but running 80 miles an hour in third gear. So it's first and second are really the only usable gears up in the power band, unless you're, I don't know, on a track or something. Alright, so here I'll do a little run so you can kind of see how the power builds. You can see what I mean. Like, you get it above that 6,000, really, and up around 8, it opens up and it'll pull pretty hard right up the red line, which is 12.5, and then it tacks out at 15. But again, I was in third gear and wasn't even up to 12,000 yet, and I was running 100 mile an hour. So really, first and second is where you're going to be living in that power band, where you're going to kind of be at. So, but it's got adequate grunt below that, and you don't have to be up that high. So that's just where it really gets lively. Man, I want to just give me one corner that I can just really lean it into. That's what I'm wanting. I just want to go somewhere I can just lean it in hard.